Hi viewers, welcome to Shaker's Bio Factory for NEAT. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants with abiotic pollinating agents. If you like this video, subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get notifications. Like, follow and share my videos to your students and friends to get more information in biology related to NEET and other national state level competitive exams. In this video, I am going to explain various abiotic pollinating agents. In pollination, the pollen grains which are produced in anther, these are transferred to surface of stigma during sexual reproduction. For the transfer of these pollen grains from anther to stigma, various vectors or agency are helpful. These are called pollinating agents. These pollinating agents are basically two types. In this, the first type is abiotic pollinating agents. Second one is biotic pollinating agents. In this video, we study various abiotic pollinating agents. Abiotic pollinating agents are nothing but in some of the plants, non-living factors like wind and water, it performs pollination. Now, such type of vectors are called abiotic pollinating agents. These abiotic pollinating agents perform pollination called abiotic pollination. This abiotic pollination is generally two types. In this, the first type is anemophily. Second type is hydrophily. In anemophily, the pollen grains are transferred from one flower to another flower through the agency of air or air current is called anemophily. The flowers which perform this anemophily, these are called anemophilous flowers. This anemophily, it is commonly observed in some of the plants like cereals. It belongs to Gramineaceae family. These are nothing but grasses and monocotyledons. The anemophily, it is frequently observed even in all gymnospermic plants because these plants have flower-like cones. These are non-attractive in nature. To perform such type of anemophily, plants undergoes various floral adaptations. With the help of these floral adaptations, they can having various characters for anemophily pollination. Let us discuss some of the important characters of anemophilous flowers. Generally, the flowers which perform pollination by air, these flowers are colorless and non-bright in color. These are non-attractive in nature. These flowers are generally very small in size, that is inconspicuous, and the flowers without nectar and fragrance. Most of the flowers they have perianth, that means sepals and petals both are present in same color. In such flowers, the stamen and stigma are exposed to outside of the flower into air current. Especially the stamens which are present in this flower, they having long filament, and these stamens came to outside of the flower to release pollen grains. The pollen grains which are produced from anther, these are light in weight, dry in nature, and more number of pollen grains are produced from anther. Especially in the structure of gynoecium, the stigma, it is sticky, hairy, feathery, and branched in nature to capture pollen grains which are came through air. Most of the plants having staminate flowers and pistillate flowers in either same plant or in two different plants. That means the plants are either monoecious or dioecious in nature. In anemophily flower, after completion of fertilization, the fruit having only one seed, like oats, grasses, rice, wheat, maize, etc. These are the various characters of anemophily flowers. When we observe the pollination mechanism in maize, that is Gia maize is a monoecious plant because it having imperfect unisexual flowers like male flowers. These are called tassels, and imperfect female flowers are present at the lateral side. These are called ears. During pollination, the pollen grains are produced from anther of male flower. These are released into its surrounding environment. With the help of air, these pollen grains it may reach the stigma of female flower in either same plant or in another plant. Such type of air pollination anemophily takes place in maize. In anemophily flowers, sometimes very rarely, pollination is carried out by insects. Such type of phenomenon is called ambophily. Ambophily is nothing but the pollination if it takes place by two different classes of pollinators. Such phenomenon is called ambophilous. Such flowers are called ambophily flowers. Example, in some of the anemophily flowers, rarely when the pollination takes place by insects, in such condition, these are taken as an example for ambophilous. Coming to second type, that is hydrophily. The pollination, especially pollen grain distribution, it takes place with the help of water flow, particularly in rivers and stream, is called hydrophily. This hydrophily it is observed in only few hydrophytes because pollination by water it is quite rare in flowering plants. These are limited to only 30 genera, especially in monocotyledons. Some of the adaptations are characters for hydrophily flower. The flowers which perform hydrophily, these are colorless and small in structure. In this flower also, nectar and fragrance are absent. The pollen grains which are produced from anther, these are long and ribbon-like structures because these long ribbon-like structured pollen grains can easily carried out with the help of water current. The pollen grains are light and also most of the pollen grains are covered with a waxy layer to protect this pollen grain from wetting. The flower can produce large number of pollen grains because when more number of pollen grains are released into the water in its surroundings, at least a few pollen grains may reach stigma for pollination. The stigma of these flowers it is large and feathery to capture or to catch pollen grains came from water. The male flowers, especially after its maturation, these male flowers may separated from the plant and also these male flowers can float on the surface of water to reach stigma. The pollination occur either on the surface of water in hydrophily. Sometimes the pollination takes place inside of the water, that is beneath the water surface. Based on this phenomenon, this hydrophily is two types. In this, the first type is epihydrophily and hypohydrophily. In epihydrophily, the pollination it takes place on the surface of water. It is called epihydrophily. Such type of epihydrophily it is seen in Vallisneria and Rufia. In Vallisneria, the pollination takes place with the help of a special mechanism. In this, the female flowers, after its maturation, it came to water surface with the help of a long stalk. Especially the male flowers, these are present on male plant. After its maturation, they separated from the plant and reach the water surface. Now this male flower, it can float on the surface of water to reach stigma of female flower. Such type of epihydrophily it is seen in Vallisneria plant. The second type is hypohydrophily. In hypohydrophily, the entire pollination process it takes place inside the water. Example, Zostera and Hydrilla. In Zostera, the entire pollination process takes place inside the water because Zostera is a submerged marine angiosperms. In this plant, the long elongated needle-like pollen grains are produced from anther. One most important character is in this pollen grains, exine is absent. These pollen grains it flow below the water surface and these pollen grains can easily reach from one flower to another flower inside the water. Such type of hypohydrophily takes place in Zostera. This hydrophily it takes place only in few aquatic plants, but in remaining aquatic plants like water hyacinth, water lily, the flowers are emerged above the water surface. In such condition, the pollination it takes place with the help of either insects or wind. Water lily and water hyacinth are the plants. In these plants, the stem part it came above the water surface, especially the floral pods present on thalamus, they exposed to outside of the water. In such condition, the pollen grains are in the upper part of thalamus. These cannot reach, they cannot transfer with water. In such condition, the pollination takes place with help of insects and wind. In water hyacinth is a floating hydrophyte. In this plant, in inflorescence, nearly 80 to 15 conspicuous means visible flowers are present in its spike. Especially when the flowers are mature, at these conditions, insects can transfer the pollen grains from one flower to another flower. In most of the species, bee pollinated, but except in few species, wind pollination takes place. Coming to water lily. Water lily, it is a rooted hydrophytes. These rooted hydrophytes have floating leaf on the surface of water. In water lily, the flowers are paler in color and produce pollen grains. These pollen grains can be transferred to another water lily flower with the help of insects. Such type of insect pollination takes place in water lily. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe my channel, like and share my videos to your students and friends.